Welcome to your reading. This is Soul Code Tarot. You're with me, Catherine. This is from October, at the end of October now, and into November and December. So a 2.5, maybe 3 month reading for you. So welcome in. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new to my readings and these messages, it would be amazing if you could like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Spirit. So I'm just shuffling into the oracle cards as we begin. And this is for the remaining part of October for you. So we have abundance coming in. That's really powerful. And we have miracles coming in. Okay, so the remainder of October, abundance and miracles, and then into November, a little bit of solitude. That came out, that really wanted to come out, okay, before it even really shuffled. So I would say that's the bridge between October and into November. So you've got abundance, miracles in the end of October, coming into solitude. The bridge into November is a little bit of solitude, so perhaps a break. Perhaps you've been working really hard. And let's see what else for November, please, into this reading. So all of the signs have had these wonderful blessings coming in. So I've been doing lots of readings and it's just been incredible. The energies are sort of amping up in a really beautiful way towards Christmas, I feel, and into the new year. So you can check out all your other readings on the main YouTube channel. And your link will be linked below for this beautiful transformation video I've created as well. So if you're really looking to change your life in sort of the end of this year and definitely in 2026, then that transformation video is full of hypnosis, full of guided meditation and quietness, and perhaps the solitude to just calm the system down as we do transition. It's always a big thing, Christmas into the new year. So yeah, let's see what else we have for November. Okay, forgiveness in November. So this solitude, this quietude, just coming into forgiveness with that as well. And then into December, asking spirit guides, angels, archangels, Avalokiteshvara, ascended masters, your collective guides, for the December energies, please, for the December energies. Quietness. So we got abundance and miracles, end of October. A little bit of solitude and calm and quiet November. Some forgiveness coming into that frequency, the frequency of forgiveness. What is needing to be forgiven so that December feels spacious and clear, ready to move into a new start, to transform things that want to be transformed in January. Wow, okay, so community building in December. So whatever work you've been doing, or social work, or family work, I'm feeling is the frequency here. Building community in December, or that's what you've been doing, and that this is bringing you the community you've been searching for in December. Any more information for December, please? Thank you. Information for December, please. Such a beautiful energy and frequency to read for the end of the year. I don't know if you're feeling that too. This 2025 has been really intense, and as I said, the readings that have been coming out for every sign have sort of included this abundance, lots of pentacle energy, lots of miracle energy, and transitions, forgiveness and transformation. So it really feels like a great setup for 2026. So let's see, what do you have else, please, for December? Anything else for December? Community, building community, entering a community, starting a community. I do feel like 2026 is rooting us into our tribe, into our heart space and who we most connect with. We've been sort of sweeping out everything that doesn't connect and stand true for us anymore in 2025, sign by sign, frequency by frequency. So stepping into an aligned community, or creating one from your heart space that you feel embraced in. So that's very powerful, feeling embraced or embracing new community in December. which will bring in the blessings. And I feel like if you have been creating this wave of idea for new community, heart-based community over 2025, then this is what's now arriving in December, moving you into the 2026 energies full of blessings. So that feels like a really good overview. Now let's move into the tarot and just see, to clarify, abundance and miracles for the end of October. Abundance and miracles for the end of October. Yes, so if you've been setting anything up online as well, to draw in community or create community space, anything like this, there's some powerful blessings coming in. You will be embraced, or you'll be able to embrace a new community vibe. Thank you. Wow, Spirit. Okay, so wow, and this is the 10 of Wands. So there has been burden in 2025. So this is releasing. So releasing the burdens. End of October is like a really deep clearing space, I feel. Abundance is coming in October. Miracles to shift all the energy, to release this burden, or the burdens you've been carrying in 2025. And I've just found 2025 like a roller coaster. I have Aries sun and rising and moon in Gemini, and it's been so intense for me. I also have my Venus in Pisces. So if you have any of those placements outside of this reading, go and check out your chart. I can really recommend a beautiful astrologer and her channel, and it's called Lunatic Astrology, and Laurie Lothian, I think is her name, but it's definitely Lunatic Astrology, and I'm going to put the link below because the astrology has been so intense for all of us, and I do feel that we are being given this opportunity now in October to release the burdens, find the abundance, and access the miracles through teamwork. So 3 of Pentacles. So yeah, so whatever you've been building towards community or hoping to create through community, this beautiful 3 of Pentacles. So have you been learning something new? Have you been working on creating something to receive the recognition you'd really like, or to give others recognition? There's a sense of reward with the 3 of Pentacles. And that ties into this miracles and abundance coming in October. So this teamwork as you move forward through the rest of October. It could just be with spirit guides. If you're watching tarot and you're watching oracle and you're listening to astrology and listening to readers, you could be thinking of setting up your own online community space, becoming a reader, creating your own YouTube channel, and then this teamwork of you and spirit guides and angels coming through to set up this beautiful community that allows you to embrace all the blessings you've been looking for. Very powerful. I love this. Okay, and then this is bringing in justice in October. So justice, wow, extremely powerful energy there. So abundance, miracles, releasing the burdens, and working into this 3 of Pentacles energy. So keep working hard on whatever it is you've been generating throughout 2025. Know that there's collaborations that are possible to be arising for you towards the end of October that will see you through to December, where this community space or place or something you build or have been building will feel very embracing, will feel very blessed and be coming into fruition. And this is the justice, like the karmic rewards for all of 2025's upheavals, changes, shifts, tower moments. There is a sense here in October into November of the Wheel of Fortune coming in with the abundance and the miracles, transitioning you into November. So I would be surprised if the Wheel of Fortune pops up next. But let's see. Tarot, please, now for November. Can we just clarify the solitude. Thank you. Okay, new job. This is fascinating. Okay, so we're going into Page of Pentacles. This is definitely about something you've been setting up, that you've been thinking around in a community sense, but they're asking you in November, there's some sort of level of solitude that would help you access forgiveness, that would give you a sense perhaps of again moving forwards even more deeply into your work into 2026. So this could be about an opportunity to increase your income. So quietness, the solitude, and then coming into forgiveness. Now, I do have, as I mentioned, this transformation hypnosis video. I'm going to link that link below so you can potentially watch that and generate that inner quietness, quietude, solitude, gentleness. And within that, there's also the sensation of coming into forgiveness of yourself and anybody else that you need to, so you can transition into the blessings. When we're holding on to like blame, shame, guilt, and trauma, the burden, the 10 of Wands, it's very hard for our frequency to really be in abundance, really be in miracles, like literally receiving and giving, the sense of prosperity, blessings, and abundance. And we can see as well here in that community card for December, there's a beautiful rainbow in the woods. You know, rainbows to me always signify something very magical. So this transition, October to November, Tarot is saying Page of Pentacles energy. So good news coming in, but potentially a new job that sees you through. Just take that solitude, work into your transformation. Look at forgiveness, and let's see what else we've got coming in here. So something big has been going on in 2025. So just to re-clarify that Justice card. So there feels to me like there's some sort of sense of karmic reward coming in, that there's a progression now, good news coming in November, but the forgiveness is there. So whatever was causing the burden, whatever was causing this kind of heavy feeling in 2025, you know, feeling maybe taken for granted, maybe, yeah, just noticing where the stress and the problems have been. And then when we are feeling that 10 of Wands energy in life, I find I'm often sort of shaming, blaming, grieving even, and looking backwards instead of forwards. Whereas if we can just move through that with quietness and contemplation, solitude to me is contemplation, to really access the frequency of forgiveness so that we can activate these new energies, this Page of Pentacles, which could be the new job, the new prosperity that you're seeking to come in to 2026 with the blessings, and really feeling like you're embracing this new start. Because you also got the Page of Wands here, so this is a double confirmation I feel in this reading. So Page of Wands, you've got good news coming in November. With Page of Pentacles, could be around a new job. It could be that you've been creating your own business, and it's been based around creating a community, based around sharing your work in a specific community, online, offline. Just noticing how this resonates for you. We all have different storylines, but this is to really anchor in positivity for the end of October into November and into December, so that entrance into 2026 feels fluid, feels full of blessings and miracles and the abundance. Okay, so Page of Wands, it also feels like your enthusiasm in life is going to be coming back up again. So just feeling that anything you've been sort of working on, sharing, giving, creating, that enthusiasm, a Wands energy is coming into the fire energy. And I feel like that is wrapping around a new position in work, a job, creating a new business venture perhaps. Let's see. And any more information for November, please, from the tarot. Thank you. So it feels like a really powerful read here. All the readings have felt so supportive and so kind of aspirational, you know, like we were all on this ascension wave, all running these different stories, but all moving now into a very different timeline and time frame. Okay, so there's quite a lot here. Let's see. So conflict, yeah. So just saying you have been in conflict in 2025, and let's just go into forgiveness. In November, this is saying very important to access forgiveness for the conflict, and then the 10 of Wands energy, that burden you've been carrying. Because you have felt very defeated in 2025. This is just clarification that this is behind, and moving forward is blessings, miracles, abundance. As long as in November we can access a little bit of solitude and into this forgiveness. And then noticing, yeah, oh my gosh, you can't make this up, community again. So we have this beautiful 4 of Wands. So as we access that really deep forgiveness and really cultivate some solitude and contemplation in November, everything that's felt hard throughout 2025 is sort of passing into the past. And just remembering the frequency of forgiveness releases pretty much everything, I've found. And the way that I access forgiveness is because when we are not forgiving, it's because we haven't really got that meta view. We're still in the turmoil. To come out of turmoil, it's brilliant to go into solitude and quietude a few times a day, morning and evening, lunchtime break, 5 minutes even. To come into quietness and just get a steady sense of where you're at, a progression of your thoughts around something. And if you're stuck in a spiral like this, not understanding what went wrong or why or what to do about that, not moving past that sense of shame, blame, grief, loss, I really recommend looking at your gene keys, genekeys.com, and download your free hologenetic profile, and you'll be able to see a whole profile of yourself, including the shadow work that needs to be done so that we can access forgiveness. Because it's not until we look at everything, shadows, gifts, and cities, do we really be able to see, okay, I see my part in this. Because until we own that, we can't really forgive. Wow, okay, inspiration, Ace of Wands coming in. This is very good. So it's key, that forgiveness, because it then unlocks the 4 of Wands, a sense of community, which is that driver coming in December. And it's going to access this Ace of Wands, which is the new beginning, brand new beginnings, towards the end of November, bringing you into December, and the Hermit. And again, double communication there, to take some quiet time to access and be contemplative. Do some soul searching in November. I, again, going to say gene keys have really helped me when I was in situations where I needed to understand things from a much higher perspective, where my shadows had played out, where the others' shadows had played out, to give me that bird's eye, eagle eye view of like, wow, you know, when we get stuck in our own story and we don't see the complete thing, then we can't access that forgiveness. As soon as we do, the energy starts to flow again. We start to get this Ace of Wands energy, brand new beginnings, which can then take you into December. And just noticing that the Hermit is the same as that solitude card that we just had. So noticing, where can I take some quiet time to just rest, think, go for a walk, contemplate. This is going to take you into December. Wow, and the Queen of Cups. So some nurturing coming in December. Beautiful nurturing energy, Queen of Cups. So what has been feeling heavy, burdensome, that deep conflict is now being released. Access that forgiveness. You've also got very strong wonderful nurturing energy, Queen of Cups energy coming into your life. So that support, perhaps finding that support in the community, that sense of deep nurturing, deep empathy coming in with that frequency as well. So holding that yourself from the contemplation you take part in with yourself in November, accessing forgiveness, accessing empathy, accessing nurturing energies for yourself and to share with others in December. Okay, and then any more information, please, for December from the tarot here. Powerful reading. Quite excited for the end of this year. If you're new to my readings, if the cards fly out, as they do a lot, sometimes they won't go back in, and I count that also as a sign, as a message. Okay, so in December, brilliant, 2 of Pentacles coming here. So there is more balance coming in as you move towards the end of the year and into 26. So balance and just having a sense of there are more resources becoming available. Even if you've been juggling and working in sort of financial decisions about how to balance money, then I think there is a general flow here that is balancing out, and that blessings, because remember we had blessings from the Oracle for December coming in here. So whatever has been imbalanced is rebalancing with that beautiful justice energy that's coming in now in October, and then transitioning that frequency all the way through to balance what has felt in the sense of the Pentacles energy, which is our earthly matters, finances, our work. So perhaps even work-life balance coming back online for you too in December. And then making a break for a 7 of Swords in December. So let's see, what does this mean, making a break for it? So if you felt like you have been stuck in 2025 in anything that has felt full of deceit, full of lies, this is a tricky energy, full of underhanded, dishonest behavior, it is time to let it go in December. Really let it go. Embrace the new blessings. Embrace that energy of balance. Let go of anything that was feeling tricky, like really underhand behavior in 2025 that you have experienced, and just make sure that you now are working with your own resourcefulness in creating the strategy to move you forward into 2026 positively with forgiveness, embracing miracles and abundance and blessings. So that feels really powerful. I'm going to actually just pull a gene key for the overarching energies at play here. So the gene keys will give us what dilemma has been at play or will be at play, the gift that you can access, and the city you can access. So starting through October, November, December, moving through to the end of the year. What gene key is at play here? Thank you. We have 2 gene key cards here. Okay. So gene key 56 has been at play, and gene key 18. So gene key 56. So the dilemma throughout the year and potentially ongoing, unless we take some time to contemplate this and work with it, has been pleasure or pain, pleasure or pain. I can resonate with that actually. The work-life balance for me has been a struggle to really get that under control and work with it really intelligently. You know, finding the balance for me is going to be critical in December so that I can move in to 2026, and actually 7 of Swords making a really good strategy exit of 2025 so that 26 does feel balanced and it does feel nurturing to me. That's just giving you an example of how this energy has played out in the storyline for me. So I hope that resonates. So pleasure or pain, it's the dilemma, and we don't want to be in the dilemma. The shadow has been distraction. So whatever has been distracting you, this burden, this conflict, there's something that needs to be forgiven to create that new energy to move forward. Because then life is going to start to feel enriched. This is the abundance, the miracles, the embracing the blessings as we move into 26. Because it's going to then feel amazing. So the city is intoxication, and this doesn't mean Christmas parties and New Year celebrations. Intoxication is like, imagine the most perfect experience you've ever had, and it's just intoxicatingly wonderful, and you just feel like, wow, nothing can top that. That's the level of potential available in 2026 through work, through relationship, through community, through everything in life. If we work on releasing this imbalance between pleasure, pain, and we work on releasing any distractions, and we work on bringing enrichment to our life and to our community that we're serving or creating. And as we find this enrichment, as we find this way through, these blessings will come in 2026. So just powerful information there from the Gene Keys. And then we have Gene Key 18 as well, which has been at play. These are all frequencies that have been at play and can be at play as you move through the end of the year. So the dilemma has also been about flaws, the shadow of judgment. So feeling like you have flaws and feeling judged, or judging others for their flaws. Now we can change this around by coming back into our integrity and being in integrity. And interestingly, the city here is perfection. So normally we, in life coaching, we would say, don't worry about perfection. Done and out is better than perfect. But the city here is about perfection. So something can feel perfected in 2026. So for example, if this burden and the conflict has been really intense and you've had to work into digging deep into forgiveness and looking at what's the justice in the situations you've been facing, then in 2026, as we come out of the judgment and we move into our own integrity, then we come into the perfection of the blessings that are available, the miracles that are available in 2026. The key is to stay in your integrity now. So whatever you're making a break from, or that has taken you out of integrity in 2025, anything that's taken you out of your integrity through no fault of your own, or perhaps because you weren't, being conscientious enough with yourself, that's the forgiveness. And that's the perfection. As we come into forgiveness, we perfect the available energies for us in 26, which, is a powerful, powerful thing to ask ourselves to really come into and acknowledge that, when we forgive, we have to forgive ourselves too, because whatever took us out of integrity, or whatever was going on that wasn't in integrity through another, and we feel it was being acted upon us, we still, we're seeking justice. We still need to do that contemplation. We still need to go into a little bit of hermit mode in November, a little bit of solitude, and really dial down into what does that mean, so that the flow for 2026 is clear, is balanced, and feels blessed. Okay, let's have a look at the Moonology now. Overarching message, please. End of October, November, December from the Moonology. Thank you. Just remember, transformation is very possible, very doable when we take the time out to focus in on it. And I will link that meditation and hypnosis video for you beneath. Okay, a fiery climax approaches. Pretty much every single sign has been having that. That's very interesting. I want to draw some extra information on that. Fiery climax, can we clarify, please? Another oracle. And so fiery climax, yes, I feel like the end of 2025, individually, sign by sign, and collectively as a whole, as humanity, we may be looking at a fiery climax in many areas. Always peace prayers for ending war, always peace prayers for peace. And sometimes we see fiery climaxes, you know, as things draw to a close and finish, wars end, and then we move and we transition into different frequencies. And I do feel that 26 is arriving with a fiery climax, and it's not bad and it's not good, it just is. And we can become aware and we can manage it when we work with the frequencies at hand. So bliss. Okay, so the fiery climax, you know, it's, for me, that feels like, and I would hope that it's just an easy sort of tower that just finally finalizes everything. Clarity can come through, bliss and blessings can come through in 26. These miracles and this abundance can come through in 2026, and we can just start to feel so much lighter and brighter as a humanity, as a collective. Let's see what chakra points might be at play here. Overall chakra point to meditate on, contemplate, to access forgiveness, access miracles, abundance, blessings and bliss for 2026. Which chakra points? So if you do go into a little bit of hermit mode in November and solitude, you know, this is perhaps a good moment to just say, working in meditation with chakra points can just open up and change energy frequency states in the body. And there are just so many beautiful YouTube channels that you could tune into for guidance on chakra points. And this is a heart meditation chakra message. Wow. Okay, so into compassion, which is for the forgiveness. There's actually a heart meditation link video I'm going to put below for you as well. And then looking at this authentic power now. So solar plexus and then the heart. So if you meditate on the solar plexus and coming into the heart space, looking at the contemplation of forgiveness around what has been going on in 2025 and how we can attune to that, release it so that the abundance and the miracle state of being and feeling is more present, rather than the conflict, rather than the burden, you know, rather than just feeling imbalanced, embracing the new. And then this will really help as we transition into 26. So the compassion, there is a beautiful message on the back, so I'm just going to read it. I see all things through eyes of love in my heart. I find compassion and understanding for those who are struggling and misaligned with themselves. I think that's this, walking away, finding compassion and forgiveness from whatever's been going on, for that lack of integrity in 25 that's been going on underneath everything. So I'm going to read that again. I find compassion and understanding for those who are struggling and misaligned with themselves, their higher wisdom and purpose. I am kind and compassionate with myself and others, and forgive myself for my judgments. That's exactly what came out already in this reading. So forgive the judgments. So you have to work on accessing hermit mode solitude, so that you can meditate and contemplate. That will bring in the clarity, because the judgment has been this gene key 18. And if you just simply go and check out Gene Key 18, Richard Rudd's work, and communication on judgment and the shadow of judgment could profoundly shift the heart energy so that you can then expand into that forgiveness. I am kind and compassionate with myself and others, and forgive myself for my judgments. So that is a key, powerful moment there. That's all hanging in November. So there's some space now, October, to transition into November to do that. And that will bring that justice energy. That will bring that through, opening doorways to miracles and blessings, to really a strong and powerful 2026, leaving behind everything that wasn't right in 25, the conflict and the burdens, and really leaving behind that Seven of Swords energy. We do not want that traveling with us into December. And then focusing as well on your solar plexus. So this is authentic power. That's the integrity again. So that's really looking at your integrity, your authentic power, and this gene key. Really highly recommending this. I'm going to put the link to Richard Rudd's book, The Gene Keys, so you can study Gene Key 18, or go and get your hologenetic profile. You might find you have Gene Key 18 in there. You may not. So authentic power, I'm just going to read this to you as well. My authentic power is achieved through self-esteem, love, truth, and authenticity. I forgive myself and others. I forgive myself and others. There it is again. This is massive, 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 massive. Something going on here. And we all have unique and individual stories around forgiveness. This is massive. We have to enter into this in 2025. That's what's going to bring about this justice frequency through all the situations that have been causing all of this Seven of Swords energy in 25. I'm going to read that one more time. I forgive myself and others. Release responsibility for others. And take responsibility for my life. So whatever has been out of integrity around you, release that now. Let that go. Come back to you. Honor yourself. Forgive it all. Find what those keys to forgiveness are. It's not like a surface layer, I forgive. This is going to have to be a deep dive by the sounds of it. And then know it is safe for me to be powerful. I think and speak affirming, supportive words, and imagine a life that I love. And imagine a life that I love. This is truly about leaving 2025 in a state of wellness and balance by December, through forgiveness, through solitude, the hermit, to bring in this flow of abundance, this flow of miracles, these blessings, embracing community now, and looking at what new possibilities you can create in community, new work, new jobs, new business, just joining a community, working in community, and noticing how that flows into 2026 as a massive blessing for you and for all involved. So, wow, very powerful. Just going to take one last oracle card as the last overview here for this October, November, December, and into January. What a powerful, powerful, optimistic, beautiful, very specific reading here. Message from spirit and guides to activate forgiveness. And sometimes we're very lucky and we don't have many storylines going on in our life where we need to access forgiveness, in the current churn of life. Perhaps historically we do. And sometimes going way back and working into forgiveness patterns and looking at what that would be can release even more energy for the future. But if you're thinking, I'm not, I don't have that much distress in my life at the moment, then think on the global layer and level of consciousness as well, and how solitude and quietness and reflection and prayer and contemplation and meditation and imagining a world that is transformed in 2026, or transforming, so less war, less horror, more peace, more evolution in humanity's awareness, even more. And then, of course, working for yourself in that too. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so Spirit's message here is that if you felt lost in 2025, you've never been alone. If you felt lost, you've never been alone. We are all here together as a collective energy, working on all these individual storylines, working on the human story in the world. And we are never alone. I strongly believe that I have guides, you have guides. As a collective race of beings, we have guides that help us. We have nature spirits that help us. We have ascended masters that are with us. We have so much unseen support with us at all times. So if you're feeling that burden, and you've been feeling that conflict, and you've been feeling that in 2025 there's been this very strange lack of integrity around you or through another, or in situations that you want to release from and not be part of anymore in 2026, just know that if you felt lost in that, you've never been alone. And just go deep into accessing the quietness, the solitude, the forgiveness, really studying your gene keys. I cannot recommend that enough. It's a free process. You don't have to pay for anything if you just go to genekeys.com, and just coming home to yourself, so that truly you can embrace all the blessings that 2026 is going to bring in for us all. So sending you lots of love, and I really hope that has helped. That's a really powerful, beautiful reading, I feel. End of October, November, December, and into 2026. Sending you lots of love. Take care. And if this has resonated and you've got this far, it'd be amazing if you could like, share, and subscribe. I will see you again soon. Check out all those links I've mentioned below, and have a wonderful rest of October, November, and December.